Thomas Jan. What's up, buddy? So we got the Moog in. The Moog, I should say. It sounds amazing. Turn up the tempo. Seems like a little tiny bit of wobble to the knob. I'm just being nitpicky, but the tempo knob. I mean, it only happens if I really like try and move it up and down, but kind of feel when you're turning it. Thomas Jan is glad. Thomas Jan in the chat said he's glad to see me get new stuff. Well, I appreciate that. Me too. Look who's in the chats. Davey the Hug Monster. Whee! Yeah, we just got it in. Just got the Moog today. And it sounds amazing. This is my first introduction to the Moog sound, so I can say I'm excited about that. And the message was delivered. I love the sound. Totally different from the TO5. The Oberheim TO5. Totally different sound. Trick or Truck, welcome. Thank you for showing up and engaging in the chat. He asked a question. He says, you got this because they went on promotion? I did. I mean, I was looking at this before, but yeah, once I saw the promotion, that made me pull the trigger. So yes, I suppose so. Then Trick or Truck, I just got this today and I ordered it 2 days ago. I ordered at Sweetwater 2 days ago, so I just got it. I paid $6.99 for it. Okay, let's see. Now you can't see it right now because I don't have the screen up, but there we go. There it is, right there. Here's my gripe with it already. That was my fault for having hold on, but I have one gripe with it, and it's because I tried to set it up. I normally use the TO5, Oberheim TO5, and I record MIDI, and I record it into Ableton Live 12 standard. And I got a pretty good workflow of that, of recording the synth in there and everything, and it's been working fine. But I tried to do that with the Moog. I tried to set it up prior to this stream for like a few hours. I was trying to get the MIDI right. I thought it would just be plug and play, minus a few knob turns, you know, to get the channels and stuff. But I would have thought it would be plug and play. Now this is a gripe. Yes, I thought it would be a plug and play, and it's not. And it doesn't seem like it works MIDI wise. It seems like the ARP function. So I usually have it, the way I record MIDI is through an external instrument, in the audio effects, I believe, in Ableton, and it does it well with the TO. And that's how I record MIDI into Ableton. But I tried to do that with the Moog, and I'll show you guys in a bit, but I don't want to gripe on it too hard. I could have something on my end messing it up, but I'm not the smartest of people. Yeah, Trick or Truck. He says they had the MIDI chart info in the appendix and the manuals and stuff. Yeah, I've been looking at that from when I first got it, received it today. Been looking up, reading on it. And then it tells you to. Well, I looked on. Of course, I went to Reddit and I looked up and I seen the problem that I had. That some other folks had the same thing months ago when this came out. And yeah, they had the same problem on PC. Some of the people that responded to his comment about what my gripe is, they said they had no problems with it in Logic. So it might work good on a Mac. I don't know. I don't own a Mac. I'm on PC. So yeah, it immediately threw me off. I had to sit back and recollect myself for the stream because it kind of like bummed me out. Maybe it's a small inconvenience, but it says to use the MIDI 5-pin MIDI doesn't work to use. It also has USB-C, and they say that has a ground loop or ground noise, which I didn't get. I tried that too. I tried the USB-C and it didn't buzz or anything, but it did still have the same problem of So when you use the ARP, the bank, the first preset. says PC Master Race. Yeah, that sucks. Turn in. Yeah, you don't gotta be sorry. It's just it's the way it is. But I do love the sound of this thing, man. I love my TO5, of course, but this has a different, just completely different sound. Does do bass well, of course. It's Moog known for their bass. Now let's turn on the chroma console. Turn off the chroma console. Turn on the chroma console and turn it on. Yeah, Eternian, like what I was saying about the MIDI, it kind of, yeah, brought my, brought it down, but, well, they do recommend that you, use the CV to clock it. And, I shouldn't have to buy another piece of gear to make this work and then have those MIDI in and out ports be useless. Now, like I said, it could be on my end. I just got this and I just been trying to sort it out. But I mean, I kind of have a little idea, I can say that, of how MIDI works. I'm not a pro at it, or I'm not high level at it yet, but I am able to record my MIDI out of my Oberheim TO5 and my Modal Cobalt 5S. No problem. This is the problem. The problem with it, and it seems to be only with that ARP function. That's why I'm recording, or I have it in an audio track in Ableton right now, not in MIDI, not in a MIDI track, like I normally do. Yeah, Trick or Trucks, and maybe just a bug, to be honest. They ship OS updates on these Moogs. Still a new. Actually, when I got it, I did update it right before the stream. It was on 1.04, and then I had an update, download an exe installer, and that updated it to 1.08. And I thought that would fix it, of course, but then you turn your local off and try that, and yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's ways, there's other devices you could probably plug this into and then put, you know, from the Moog, in between the Ableton and the Moog. I understand there is devices that you can purchase, but I mean, like I said, I don't want to have to buy another piece of gear to make this work. That doesn't seem right. Now, it could be just with PC and Ableton. It could be that. There's a bunch of, there could be all kinds of factors that problems that factor in. Trick or truck, maybe 109 will fix it, man. I like just with this MIDI problem, like, and I'll show you here in a bit what it does. And it freezes the whole thing up. Like it just stays on lit, and you can't push any buttons. They don't react. You have to turn the Moog off and restart it. In the manual, it also tells you to let it warm up for 15 minutes, and it says if it's been like cold, really cold, to let it warm up for like 25 minutes. It's all analog, I guess that's why, but I've never owned a Moog, so I'm not familiar with all the how analog circuits and all that work. Funky Bassman, yo. I mean, it sounds amazing though. You can get so many sounds with this. Like I rewatched that Moog Messenger intro video when they released it, and they have all those people walking in nature, and I guess the guy from Stranger Things that does the music did that video, did the music. Yeah, they say they used all the sounds for everything, so all the effects like the wind, the trees shaking, the ground, the rocks, all the stuff, whatever was in that video, they made the sounds with the Moog. So that's pretty amazing. Like, what is this? When I just turn the filter up, the cutoff. I like that. Alright, let's try next preset. Now I have the chroma console on, in case you're wondering, because this is with it, without it. And I'm not even trying to go all the way to the cutoff, max it out at 20 kilohertz. So imagine I don't even use the DAW and I'm just a hardware guy. This would be alright. This would be okay. Tomorrow I'm going to call my Sweetwater rep, the guy that sold it to me. And I'm going to ask him, I'm going to tell him to convince me not to return it. Just for that MIDI reason. Maybe he'll send me to a tech and they'll guide me through it and I can get it to work. But I want to hook it up to the MPC 1 Plus. Crazy Wabbit has entered the chat. Wabbit, Wabbit, Wabbit. Seen your jam earlier? You're on the chroma console. A sequencer. Console has a filter, high pass and low pass filter. This thing, yeah, it's the cutoff right here. Yeah, it's got. Oh yeah, they got different. I haven't even tried the modes yet. The different multi-mode. I'm on 4-pole and go to 2-pole. Go to bandpass. Let's go to high pass. Yeah, the high pass is on the bottom. I mean, this just oozes creativity. Like, just putting your fingers on the thing. I like the TO5 for that. When you put your hands on the key bed, it's very motivating. And of course, I love the sounds. But this is like that too. I love the key bed. I did see the sequential form that came out. I think the Wabbit told me about that, and I took a peek at that. But sadly, the mini keys threw me off. Let's put it back on 4-pole. 4-pole low pass. Alright, I'll leave it in the same spot and we'll just go down through the different modes. This is 4-pole, right, 2-pole. Band pass. High pass. Back to 4-pole. Turn the cutoff up. Turn the pitch down. Go low. Yeah, turn in. I mean, that's just my only gripe with the MIDI. Like, oh my god. I really wanted to record something, and I can. You know what I mean? It's just a gripe. Like, I can still record this, and let's just record it for fun right now, watch. Let's see here. I think I have to switch the camera so you can see Ableton. Yeah, but in another, okay, let's stop this. Another gripe too is, I don't know why I'm calling them gripes. Inconvenience. An inconvenience. The tempo, you can't read the tempo. You have to, you know, I guess it's old school with the tempo thing, and I don't know. I just started since in the past 2 years, so everything I own has a little small screen on it. The modal has a real tiny screen. The Oberheim TO5 has a screen, a nice screen. MPC has a screen. So I'm spoiled with the BPM and whatnot. But if this had a BPM, tiny little BPM, little even red screen or whatnot, I wouldn't care about the MIDI thing, because then I can record audio and get it in perfect timing somewhat. But yeah, screw the form. Yeah, I don't want to talk harsh about it, because, you know, my whole thing is don't knock it till you try it. But the small keys, I can't. I already have the Moto Cobalt 5S, and they're small keys. Wabbit, so is this going back, he says. Well, if my Sweetwater rep cannot convince me to keep it, then yes, just because of the MIDI, I want to record. Maybe I'm a baby about it, but I mean, I got used to the Oberheim TO5 and how easily it records inside of Ableton, that I thought a simple swap of synths, same plugins and everything plugged in, would be plug and play, but no, it's definitely not. Now, Since you can see Ableton, let's try this. Let's yeah, I don't know. Right. See, we can record, see, but the BPM is off, and when I sync it in here, seems to when it messes. Like, let me just go to the ARPs section. Okay. All right, I let it go. See, what is that? Why is it? Of course, it's not going to do it now. And record something. What happened? What happened? See, it's stuck. You can see it on the waveform. Apparently, it plays a chord. MIDI plays a chord first, and then it does the notes. So there's something wrong there. Yeah, that's not good. And then now, I have no sound because it's stuck. Like, you can push record and play, but everything else is like these buttons, they're all frozen. I go to bank 1. I can't go to bank 1. Hit ARP over here. You're not supposed to hit ARP over here. Octaves, nothing. Stuck. Straight stuck. Now if I turn it, watch, I'll just the power button in the back, and then I'll turn it back on. And see again. Then turn it off. And then now if I turn it back on and then go to not ARPs, this will work, but it's just when you try and get that ARP section. So, and see, it should. Let me try and record something. See, that's all fine and dandy. I can do what I normally do and just get this and then bounce it to a new track. Then I'll mess with the mod wheel just to see what happens. Oh, Eternian says try a different cable. Yeah, I even tried it through USB. I'm running MIDI to my Scarlett 18i16 4th gen. And like I said, it's the same thing I do with the TO5, and Yeah, when I plug in the TO5, it'll work just fine. ARPs, everything. I want to plug this one in. It just, yeah. So, anyways, we did record MIDI. You can record it. It does works like just when you start trying to hold ARP and go with the ARP thing, it gets a little wonky. And then like you seen it freeze, like this whole thing froze. I had to shut it off and turn it back on. But this is what we recorded. And that's just me messing with the mod wheel. It says his Moog is funny with which cables work for reals. Yeah, okay, well, I'll try different MIDI cables. But I'm definitely going to be trying to hook it up to the MPC-1 tomorrow. So, I mean, you know, that's fine. This is how I use my workflow with the TO5 in here. And that's how it works. Just like that works fine. It's just, you know, if I had built up an ARP, you know, my own, say I built up my own ARP and I like it and I want to record it. Well, you know, there you go. And it like I said, I just got this and I am still learning MIDI. So it could be on my end. I'm still learning routing, I'm still growing. So I can't say that, you know, it's their fault and it's the Moog's fault. I'm just saying what I normally do. It's not able to function. Dave Smith invented MIDI. He's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah. Funky Basement said you could try a free dial like Sonar to see if it is an Ableton issue. Yeah. Yeah, because the other person that put the post in Reddit, and I did comment on it, but he put a post in Reddit, and it was under why my Moog Messenger doesn't work. I think that's what it was. Or why does the Moog Messenger not work? And a few people had the same problem, but they were all Ableton and PC users, it seems like. Like there was someone that responded saying it works in Logic, no problems. But do I have to get a Mac? I mean, is that worth it? I mean, if it works in Mac, plug and play, if you will. Is that time for me to upgrade to a Mac? I mean, I know there's certain things, Macs and all the whole update thingy and all that stuff, but if it will allow me to get the Moog to work plug and play in Ableton, then that'd be cool. But the guy said Logic. Most people, Mac users, I guess, use Logic. Can't wait for some mix Moog love, yeah. MPC. On the chroma. On the chroma, I have a Sweeten compressor. The first module. Second module, I have movement, phaser, and reels on diffusion. The third module. Let's turn off phaser and turn off delay. Funky Basement, don't go to the dark side. Nah. Yeah, Crazy Wabbit. There he goes. He's trying to get me on Mac. Ableton is on Mac. Yeah, I know. I always seem to see like comments like when MIDI problems that Ableton or Logic, and people say it works. They always say, they respond, it works in Logic. Like, well, what's up with this Logic? Where's the logic in that Logic? Go to bandpass. High pass. Or pull. Let's go to back to the second 2-pole. Can we record? I wonder if we can. Davey the Hook Monster says no system is flawless anyway. Yeah, like I said, it's just when you think something should work the way it does, it should work, and it doesn't, then it kind of throws you off a little bit. Crazy Rabbit says Modelo is flawless. Oh, I gotta watch out for the Moog. I gotta be careful. We're sipping on the Modelo. Eternian says it sounds great. It does. David the Hugmaster said, and Linux is the dock. Crazy Rabbit also said apples keep the doctors at bay, Windows send you to the clinic. Oh my god, Wabbit. I mean, god, you can get so much. The beauty of it is it's like hands-on. You know, that's the beauty of no screen. Is having to. It could teach you how to work a synth pretty well, I believe. When I first started working or dabbling in synthesis, I had the Moto Cobalt 5S, and that was a little difficult because massive menu diving, and like all the knobs have like 3 functions. Davey says he's also in with the Modelo is flawless. That's what he heard. Crazy Web, how can we ignore you? He says, ignore me. I know nothing. I know you know something. Attorney and Pro 3 is the best synth ever, at least what I heard on YouTube. I mean, yeah, this. We turn off the chroma console so we can get the OG tone. And I'm not even messing with the sine wave, the waves, subwave. The wave shape's a big deal apparently on this. So that, it's holding an F note. Turn it back to where it was. This is just messing with the wave shape knob. It says, how's the messenger feel? Keys are nice, yeah. They're nice, just like the TO. I love the TO5 keys. They feel really good. And I'm a thing, I kind of have a thing about the keys since I've, first my MIDI controller that I got was Complete Control A49. It came with the bundle I got. And that thing was just like stick to your fingers. I don't want to bag on it, but it did. And it was very unmotivating to play. But this thing, yeah, nice keys. Good job, Moog, on the keys. The aftertouch is excellent. Might be a just a hair better than the TO5, and maybe. Because it's not. The keys are different from the TO5, but let's go next, please. Comment was a joke. I thought people would laugh. I've heard of the Pro 1. Behringer. Man, I don't know. The sound of this thing is amazing. Just mess with the wavetable. It's like. Turn on the chroma console real quick. Prophet 12 is the best synth ever. Yeah, I like the Prophet sound. Sub oscillator, what am I doing? Don't mess with this wave shape. Tempo up. Tempo down. Now the thing with the tempo is you can supposed to be able to clock it. You could clock it with the. Well, I can't clock it with apparently my Ableton session. So, but other synths, which I will try tomorrow with the MPC. Turn off the chroma. Oh no, turn the chroma on, my bad. Chroma's on now. Let's turn on broken with that. Broken's like, let's turn on interference. How about that? That's definitely old. Yeah. See, this is awesome. Playing this is like the little sounds we're getting are sounds I want in my production. God damn. Messed with like the we haven't even made it to the lead section yet. Sick. That's amazing. Yeah, if it syncs to eternal click, I can forgive the missing BPM display clock. Yeah, the clock. It did when I first hooked it up to the like when I tried to plug and play and just swap out synths and just throw this in there, the Moog, same settings and everything. It did started to work like with the ARP, and because when I was recording it and I was modulating the BPM and it was tagging along with it. The Moog was for a second. Now that we've done that, let's go back to the ARP. Just go back to the ARP. See if this works good. And now it's turn off play. Usually if you leave play on, that's because it's still turned off. Now let's hear it. See, now we can't hear it because it's not playing back what it's supposed to be controlling the Moog and playing it back. So either I have something wrong that's not, I'm set up normally, so I did try to troubleshoot it earlier for a few hours, so I did try USB 2, got USB-C. That's how I updated the firmware. Yeah, look at that. Or you can't even see. Oh, I don't even have the screen up. But I have it playing in Ableton. And it's there's MIDI there, not controlling the Moog. All right. See, now it's frozen again. If I push these buttons, nothing. Record and play work. They seem to. Maybe if you mess up, hit them a couple times. Nope. Even this page button and direction work. Try and play sequence. Nope. Random. Nope. Nothing. I got to turn it off, turn it back on. And for not having to keep turning it back on, I'm just going to get out of the ARP section. 8. That's good. Change it to it. Are these all triangles? They do look like triangles. All 3 of these. Oh shit. Turn on the Chroma console. Turn off interference. Turn up phaser. Phaser down the rate. Now it's almost like a warble on the chroma. Turn the chroma off. The chroma on. No, chroma console. Turn off. Now chroma console. There you go, the ARP. That's ARP thing. The ARP just frees this thing up. Go with another shutdown. Just cycle the power. Just like when I used to work on slot machines. Eternian says it has some great tones. Yes, it does. It has beautiful tones. Like I said, I love this. I love my first Moog, my first Moog, introduction to Moog, and the sound wise is amazing. Amazing. I am an Oberheim TO5 user, but this bass, these seem like they're all on the chroma. Said send it back, bro. F that shutting down in the moment. Yeah. Like I just wanted to turn ARP on, you know, and get some ARP going, and because it's then that's only because it's hooked up to Ableton and the external instrument. Now I need to get out of that and stop that right now. I need to go back to audio, and it won't. It shouldn't do that. So yeah, see the ARP works just fine. Just that external instrument to Ableton. Like I said, they did say try to use, you know, one of the small one, I think, what's that, 1/8? Your, like the one that comes in your headphones, not the 1/4 inch, the 1/8 inch, I guess. And get one of those adapters that goes to the 5-pin MIDI, or it does have a clock on here. So, I mean, I don't know what I'm saying, but I'm kind of lost right now. But the R function in the MIDI, external MIDI in Ableton, jacked me up. Yeah, turning in. It's a tough one. It sounds great. It does. I love the sound. And okay, but one of the key reasons why I got it is I seen people play it. Like I think it was Paulo Hanzo. If you don't follow his channel, I'm pretty sure people here know who he is and follow his channel. Yeah, watching his videos, it sound amazing. Like yes, I can. He sits at the beach and he plays a Moog, all sick with it. All sig with it. I can't say sick with it, I have to say sig with it. Because he plays that good. Shout out Paul Hanzo. He's my Moog bro. See, then we can hold it and just mess around. Turn the wave shape. Now I have chroma on, so let's turn off chroma. See what that does to it. Turn it back on. On a lot of Messenger videos, I did ask people about how they clock their Messenger and stuff before I even purchased this. Nobody responded. Like, how do you figure out the BPM? I mean, there's workarounds, you know, there's workarounds. We can get the BPM, we can tap it out just like on an MPC. Or the workaround would be to just record an 8-bar loop in the MPC and just chop it up, like get it down right, and it'll tell you the BPM. I don't want to have to do that just to get a nice ARP loop. Anyways, so the reason for me to get it is I like ARPs, of course. I know we all like ARPs. You just hold down some notes and get some motion, some tones. But man, yeah, it's one of the reasons why I wanted it, and to have that specific function not work for me. Just for me, I'm not saying for everybody else. It probably works for everyone else. I'm probably the 1 in a billion. Nah, but I mean, it's like I said, if I didn't use a DAW, there would probably be no problem then, right? If I was just playing in a band, live setting, there's no problem with this thing at all. But my production, my workflow, what I'm into, and what I use, it's kind of unacceptable. I don't want it, like you said, Eternian. Like shutting down in the moment, that's the worst thing in the world for your workflow. Yeah, you're turning in all the lads are cool. Okay, let's see. I don't believe there's a tap tempo in here. There's LFO sync up here. This tempo settings value right here. No. The octaves for the keyboard. See right there, that's beautiful. And I can record it, but what's the BPM? You know what I mean? Like, what's the BPM? Man, that really bugs me because I love the way this thing plays and sounds and all everything right here. It's just, it's a pretty machine. Like there are devices for like clocking, certain clocking. Well, I guess that clocking is really controlling in the MIDI world, right? I believe something like that. I watched a Ricky Tinez video about him talking about MIDI and how he sets everything up in Ableton. Of course, I think he had a Mac. See, that right there is... the BPM of your Moog, and then set Ableton to match it. Yeah, like I said, there's workarounds. There's workarounds, and this is just a discussion because I'm still gonna ask around and call some people at Sweetwater technical support. some distortion on. How about that? Some drive, overdrive. Turn off this delay. Turn off the phaser. That was the overdrive. Turn off the overdrive. Turn on the overdrive. I've seen a Loop Pop's channel and him demonstrating this, and he has a trick up his sleeve. He had Chat GPT or something like that write up a script for a duo funny, so you can play two notes like your classic Moogs at the same time. I was gonna do that, but the script is on the browser, so you have to run it from your browser. It's okay, but that whole ARP thing threw me off with the whole MIDI, so gave up. Throw a cassette on. These octaves are always around 16. Let's turn them both to 32. It's going to be too low though. the knobs, this tempo knob is like just, and this could be me, like I said at the beginning of the stream, this could be me nitpicking, but it wiggles like, I don't know if you can see that. This, yeah, all the knobs do. Yeah, they got like a slight. I'm used to the TO5, and the TO5, those knobs are like tight. Like so tight you need to get a a wrench just to turn them. I'm just kidding. No, but they are flush and they are tight. So the buttons right here are, yeah, maybe the pots or whatnot might be plastic. Can we pop these off? I don't know. No, I don't want to. Don't pop it off. Turning gone crazy. Turning almost passed out. They're tight on there like the TO5. I tried to like barely see if I could pull off one of the knobs and it wouldn't budge, so I didn't even try to go even further. Same with this one. They're not super loose. They're on there, but they're not. We'll say they're on there like 96% tight. Honest, yeah. I mean, that's just. This is a first come first serve type of deal, which is. Only thing I did before this was try to hook it up to get it ready for the stream, and that's when I found out that the MIDI was a little wonky for PC. And I figured they're on Chroma Console because I have it, so I will be using it. I always use it with the TO5. Right now I just have overdrive on. Got it. With it. Got it. Alright, next one. There's 250 presets. We're not even quarter of the way there. Something. Well, let's turn on art. Yeah, the mod wheel on this thing is plastic. Almost like bone, but it's plastic, I believe. Yeah, it has to be. Oh, shit. on random, put on pattern. Crazy Wabbit, Plinko. Plinko. Yeah, and there's modulating like the LFO, and there's only so much you can do, I believe, in here. I believe, that's from what I watched. Alright, let's go fly through these. Yeah, this tends to let you naturally modulate the modello. How's that been? I think bank 7 is the ARPs. See, now the ARPs will work now that I'm not hooked up to the MIDI. The ARP section. Don't. Turn on the filter on the chroma. Low pass. Subs are for later. Yeah. I know I've talked about Fortet, and I always seem to watch his videos. I was watching one, or I saw a short of him, and it was Fred again saying in his short that this guy has a wall of giant speakers or whatnot, a bass room. He has a bass room, dedicated bass room in his house. So he sent him his clip of his when his bass kicks in, and then Karen from Quartet on live, he gave him the thumbs up. Jam and not record a song, Messenger could be the one. Yes, definitely. But like I said, we had Logic. Apparently it works there, so. But man, like I was telling Eternian, or if you were here or not, Wabbit, that I want to try it with the MPC one tomorrow. Try and set that up. So if I go ghost when I'm needed most, you know why? It was the MIDI. I spontaneously combusted over the MIDI. That sounds amazing with that wave shape right here, that dedicated wave shape. It's totally transformed the sound. There's wave shape on both oscillators. What the frequency up. Mod destination, changing it to envelope and oscillator. Yeah, what time is that? I've been sipping on this Modelo for a minute. Like almost 3 hours. Not really much more I can say that from my little knowledge of synths. Yeah. I think it's amazing, Messenger. You can get very creative. Good God, you can get creative with this thing. Now, I can do this on the TO5. Just a different sound. It's definitely a different sound. Eternian likes Pokemon the video game. Which one? The red one, the blue one? Nintendo 64 version? Oh shit. Oh wow, the hold stays on. Doesn't do that on the TO. When you hit the hold button, every time you change the preset, it'll stop and you have to redo it. I think. I can't remember. Yeah, I think so. Well, that's cool. Got your ARP going, you can just go through different presets. R2D2. Synthwave, massive 190 BPM synthwave. Video game mode. A Stranger Things-esque. They just on Switch. Oh yeah. Oh, you're talking about the recent ones. Eternian. Talking about the recent Pokemons. I bought a PS4 used, severely used, in 2003. And I still have it. A few months back, during some summer sale, I got The Last of Us, the first one remastered. I've never played it, but I watched the show. The show was good. Yeah, these are all amazing sounds. I can use these in my production. A lot of people complain and say they can't use it. I've seen a lot of comments where people said that the presets are all trash and they can't use them, and they would never use any of these in their productions. I don't know what kind of productions they're doing, but maybe they shouldn't be into synthesis or something. I don't know. You know, I had a thought too, if I was like, when I was like upset, kind of, not upset, but just saddened, if I had to return this for that one reason alone. That's a big if, so we'll see tomorrow, but I was thinking of Omnisphere. If I got, what, 700 for this, I paid $6.99. Now this is just me going off, well, of course I've looked at Omnisphere before, and looks nice. Lots of presets. Some of the producers I like, they just say, "Oh, I just turn on Omnisphere, and I don't even sound design. I just use presets, and that's all you hear. And I don't pan. I don't put no compressor or nothing on it. Just straight in the middle of the speaker." Sometimes tracks are like that though. Sometimes they don't need anything on them. They just sound good the way they are. That's when the magic happens, when you get lucky when you're building a song or a track and everything just falls into place and you don't have to do much sound design at all. Life of a producer. Their production is the comment section. These who have ultimate production is the comment section. That's the art pattern. Okay, it's previewing the different patterns. There's only 8. Well, you can control it here too. Well, that's how you change the pattern to up, just going up. That one's just up. Gotta hit settings and go to art pattern number 1. Then you can pick any of these. You go to like up and down, random, stop and go, whatever. Whoa, that jumped to another number. When I hit 6, it jumped to 4. There it goes again. You see that? See it? Hit 7, 6. Jump to 4. How to do that? That was weird. Put that one. Might be perfect for those wanting a profit sound for a reasonable price. Are you talking about the profit? Are you talking about the sequential form? Are you talking about this? Because this is a different sound. This is the Moog is totally different sound from Profit, and even Profit is totally different sound. You probably know this, but different sound from Oberheim. I know it now. That's one of the good things to come of this is I now know, I've heard with my own ears the Moog sound, and I also read, and this is, I don't know how to take that this knowledge, is a lot of Moog users they know the sound. I think you turn in yeah when you said, but they said this sounds different. Either way, with all the talk and whatever comments, I care less because it sounds amazing to me. Go to 10. We've tried 10. Wabbit says if it sounds good to you, everyone who says it doesn't is wrong. Yeah, there's people are just humans in general are a funny type of creature. Like, I think it's funny when I did a streaming video. I did a streaming video and I said, whatever I was doing, like something sampling MPC, no talking. Then you go to my channel and the first thing I'm doing is talking. That's how funny humans are. Yeah, this thing is sounds, like I said, sounds amazing. Like, even, well, I guess the more time I spend with this, that the MIDI thing will just not cancel itself out, but the sound of this thing is making me kind of have that thought disintegrate of the MIDI. Because there was a time when I didn't even understand MIDI years ago, and I was just recording audio tracks. So, and even then the BPM I didn't. Even now, sometimes I'll forget to change the BPM on the TO5, and it's fine. There's no problem with that. It adds a different sound and character when the BPM is different from your BPM that you're recording to. Like, it can add some percussion to it, a percussive factor. And then again, sometimes it just ticks you off because you're like, why am I not recording this right? Why is it not landing on the floor, or why is it not landing where I want it? It's because the BPM on the the synth is not in time. Now there's let's see if we can build a patch. Go to 16, I believe, is free. Nothing on there. Now if we hit panel right here, it'll coincide with where every knob is pointed. So let's hear it. Your typical init patch. Hit panel. Now it's just because it's going by where every knob is pointed at. I don't know why I'm holding a chord. Turn this. Some sustain, little decay. Not everything has to be recorded. C. James Dyson says the web. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Not everything does have to be recorded, Wabbit. It's always good to take a break from recording. At least in my case, because I record every day. A few times a day. And yeah, it does get there are times where you just want to keep recording and you can't because of life. Like, and that's, to me, that's the struggle of my life right there, is having something in my head and almost getting it out. Then life interrupts you, and then you have to deal with it, and you just gotta push through, and it's repetitive. Be repetitive. This world needs a hero patch. That's right. Got a little movement to my patch. Oh. Delete that sound, and I'm gonna pick a random sound. All right, the first one. So you're gonna need to go to bank 4. right, Davey. Thank you for stopping by. Next up for Hero, the Terrain Synth by Conductive Lab, says the Wabbit. 30 years, you can sell it for $1 million. That'll be a few Modellas by that time. All these tracks were recorded without the chroma console. No chroma. All OG tones from the Moog Messenger. All right, guys, I'm gonna have to head out right now. So let's see here. Oh, that's why, because it's playing with the Moog too. Hear all the sounds real quick. Right. Bobby, thank you for coming through and chilling. Sorry if I didn't see you earlier. Just trying to go through this messenger, find the message, and we found it. Had something to do with MIDI and Ableton. Who needs to record MIDI when you can record audio tracks? We didn't even mess with the tempo. I don't think we had to on the Moog. Wabbit's comment talking about provided the messenger isn't defective and you got it on sale, I think you have a keeper. Yeah. I mean, you know, recording audio different from MIDI and having MIDI, you know, perfectly. And even though when I do record the MIDI with my TO5, I don't always quantize and keep the MIDI perfect, of course. And just gotta add leave the hiccups in there. Leave your human artifacts, your slop. Kind of makes you don't want to sound like a robot. But then again, some people do. This thing is amazing. The Moog Messenger. Sorry, friends, subscribers, lurkers. Moog. The Moog Messenger is amazing. Some people say maybe it's a beginner synth. be good to learn on at the beginning, but I don't know if it's good for a beginner. If that makes any sense. I did see a lot of comments though around the tubes of people. Some people saying they're buying it for their kids, like their 8-year-old son and stuff, and I like that. Nothing wrong with that. Do that. You're the greatest dad in the world for doing that. Appreciate you, whoever you were and are. This world needs more musicians, more music. Even though Spotify deleted millions of songs. I like this. I like this synth. I like it. It's not cheap. It doesn't. It's light. It is light. Definitely lighter than the Tio, of course. But it is metal. Chassis. Got the plastic here. Knobs aren't too. I don't want to say there's wobble in there. It's just like the whole like pot inside is probably plastic, maybe. So it's not. Like I said, I'm just used to the Oberheim TO5, and they're just flush and stiff, and you got to use 2 hands to turn the knobs. It's okay. There's still so much we didn't. Of course, we didn't explore. I'm not a professional. I don't know everything. I'm still learning. um, yeah, keys are amazing. I like the keys. The aftertouch is nice. I think it's a little bit better than the TO5 from my experience. The TO5 you got kind of gotta, and there's nothing wrong with it at all. I mean, it's just something I can feel having played these two synths. You can definitely get some nice arps. We got some cool arps. I should have recorded an ARP too. What I should have did. Anyways, we're gonna explore tomorrow with hooking this up to the MPC. See if we get the same problem that we got inside Ableton. External instrument. The connections aren't too. Definitely a lot of connections. Expression pedal, sustain pedal, extension in. I seen somebody using that. They were using a. If you use the extension in, it they had a drum set or a drum they had some drum machine going through the extension in, and the drum machine was using this filter. I thought was cool. Turn in, yeah, hopefully it works. Very cool IO. Hopefully we can get that MIDI thing solved. Like I said, I do know there are workarounds for it. Gotta shell out a little extra bucks. And that's just for recording MIDI. Not for, we don't necessarily need to record MIDI. Just what I've become accustomed to the past few months after all my streams and sort of evolving at recording MIDI and Ableton. Not the fastest, but we are evolving. Strive to. We strive to make our life easier when making music. It's the best way I can put it. Sometimes the juice is worth the squeeze, says Eternian. Yeah. Yeah. It's true. So true. Man, I want to go to sleep now just so I can wake up and record more. You see, if I want to hook it up to the MPC one, I'm just gonna have to. Well, I can throw it right next to it up, but I mean, I make it difficult. I make my life difficult when setting up for the stream. Something I have to figure out, and I am learning. I'm learning streaming. I just started a few months ago, and I'm learning the ins and outs of streaming. Pros, cons, effects on your life, effects on your health. So as long as you keep that in mind, you'll be okay. Streaming. Anybody decides. Web, I know you're streaming. Lurking. Wabbit probably streamed right now and I missed it. Bernie says you're doing great. Thank you. I appreciate you. We'll get there, and where there is, I don't know. But we're on the road and we're trucking along. I'm glad that you guys are here to truck along with me and learn with me. I learn from you, you learn from me. I have all the records that I've sampled the past few days right here by my feet, ready to go. We sampled a lot of records. Now, who's to say that like whatever we did was not the best, but we're learning. If you asked me 4 months ago, if you asked me 4 months ago that I'd be sampling vinyl in Ableton and making some sort of beat in Ableton, I would have laughed at you. It was unreason. And even then, I wasn't even sampling vinyl in Reason. I was only sampling vinyl in the MPC 1 Plus. But we evolved and we're sampling in Ableton. Attorney, and how's it on the mental health? Stay safe. Yeah, I am. I don't let this stress me out. I'm not spending time with family, you know, like that comes first. This is just a hobby, you know. Just I'm glad I'm able to showcase it and not stress myself over it, saying, you know, I can't go to dinner or I can't go to work, I can't work or I can't be somewhere when I can. Streaming comes second. Like it should. Now maybe if I was doing this for likes and subscribers and stuff, it'd be a different story. Record sampling and some Moog sizzle, says Eternian. Combo. Oh, yeah. Good. I'm not even tired. I'm so used to being up this late. But I am going to mess around with this here Moog for a little bit. Maybe even record something. A little after hours session. Maybe I'll hook up see one. Oh, you know what? You want to hear a funny story is for Symptoms of Reality. If you haven't heard of Symptoms of Reality, they let you showcase your music, and they're cool peeps, cool community, everyone involved. Well, after last night's stream, I wanted to share that song I sent in and played today, but I knew there was a sample in there that even though it cleared like through YouTube, you know, they give you 24-hour processing. So since I stream every day, I always have a couple of videos processing like every day. And I look for the copyright, and when it doesn't say copyright, I'm like, oh, okay, good, it passed the test. But in that one song, there was a part sampled MF Doom, and it just nagged at me. Like I was like, I can hear the actual song, like I can tell what song that is. So I kind of went in, and after last night's stream, I went and I tried to fixed that, and then I started messing around with different parts of the song, and I spent about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours, mixing that track, and then I threw it on my phone, my iPod, took a walk and listened to it, and it was too low pass filter for me. It was just too muffled for me. I didn't like it. So I realized like I don't know if I can send this in. I was gonna send it in like 5 this morning whenever I was done, but I didn't. So I went to sleep and I woke up around 10. Slept like 4 hours. I'm averaging around 4 hours a day. I mean, not every day, but anyway. So I woke up and I wanted like their deadline is 2 p.m. Western time is my time, so I wanted to get it. I just figured I won't even bother with that when I spent time on mixing before I went to sleep. I'm not even gonna bother. I'm just gonna toss that track, that version, and because I like the clarity and the clearness of the original one I had. Now remember, I just wanted to mess in the middle of the song. There's a sample that it sounded too clear to me, that recognizable. So that's what I wanted to fix. So I tried to open Ableton and it was acting stupid and not finding the file. I eventually found it and I did work on it for like an hour. And then I bounced it down and it was like a 152 when I bounced it. And it was taking its sweet time. So I sent it in at like 159 right before 2 because they got a deadline there. And it turned out better than I thought so. Yeah, so that was my process for sharing that track and my mixing. Those 2 hours I spent the night before going to bed wasted. Not wasted, I learned that I can't be. What I took from that is I shouldn't be, after my ears have been streaming, I was streaming like for whatever 3 hours, what we did, a couple hours, like your ears need a rest. Then I went and tried a mixing right after that, and then it sounded funny. You gotta let your ears rest. Like turning in a college paper, said Bobby. Pressure is good, says Eternian. Yeah. Yeah, it's fun. It's a challenge. You got to challenge yourself. You got to push yourself. A big part of my channel, not my channel, well, I guess it is because when I shared my first track on Symptoms of Reality and got a positive feedback, it pushed me even more to start streaming. And then once I did that, share that track, I actually started streaming every day since. So I knew I wanted to stream before that, but they helped push me over the edge. And all you guys did, all the subscribers, everybody there, they all encouraged and said positive words. And here we are. So good came of what may. All right. So nice talk with y'all. Eternian, Bobby, Crazy Wabbit, Davey the Hug Monster went to sleep. It's Thomas Jan. Thomas Jan is out and about doing his thing. Thomas Jan, you have a good day. You wonderful human being, you. 8H. I didn't see this. I'm looking back at the chat. 8H. I learned on a System 8 best decision. 8H. Respect. Thank you for being here. Funky Basement came through. Always cool. Well, we had quite a chat here. Trick or Rock was here early and what I like to see. Engagement in the chat. Bernie says the lads on Monkey Island are a special bunch. Yeah, there's some monsters, right? They're like 6'7". Wabbit's 7 feet tall because he was taller than them. Viral is 1 foot. I'm just kidding. Viral beats. The picture they shared, he looked small. Just sitting next to them. They asked me to do a third ear thing with them sometime soon. I may do that. Give away the secrets. Not really a secret if you can go to the channel every night and see what's going on. The process. All right. I think I'm done talking. Bernie, and thank you. Appreciate you again, once again. And Wabbit. Bobby. We'll be streaming again, normal time. I know I don't have a specific time. And it's always because I'm setting my place up. Wiring everything, just trying to set it up what I envision right before I start streaming. So the times are always weird. But nonetheless, we do stream. So that being said, thank you for showing up to my channel. Appreciate y'all. And yes, I am This World Needs a Hero. We got the Moog. We love the Moog. There's some MIDI wonkiness going on with trying to talk to Ableton with the messenger. Hopefully we can resolve that mañana. So, all right, guys, stay safe, have fun, and be a little creative. Good night. Good morning. Good.